Right, morning guys. It's just gone 6:15 on Saturday the 23rd of September and we're back for session number 6 on the club lake. I had another change of location, somewhat forced today. There's a couple of guys fishing over on the left hand bank. I was hoping to get back in the swim where I was previously along the reed line there, but there's somebody has turned up and gone in there before me, so I have come on to the third bank and I'm going to be fishing in this swim here, which is one that I've kind of fancied since the first time I walked around it. I've got the wind blowing in here and I've got this nice sort of bay area to fish to, and then I can go all the way along the reed line basically up to where that first swim is, which is quite a long way up. It's where that break in the reeds there is, so I've got all of this space to fish into, and of course if I want to I can go out into the water, open water as well, so plenty of options. So I'm just going to get everything set up and we'll get fishing, but it's supposed to be mostly clear skies, maybe a little bit of cloud, but there's not supposed to be any rain today. It's currently about 10 or 11 degrees and we're only expecting highs of about 18, 19, so it should be a much cooler day than the last time we were here. So we'll see if we can get some fish out. Right, it's just gone 8 o'clock. Lee has just turned up and come in one of the swims, a couple of, just down the bank there as you can see. Both of my rods are out. I've had a good lead around the area, found a couple of spots that I was happy with, baited those up, and then I've got both of the rods out on those areas. So right hand rod, I've got basically just where that fish has just shown, out towards that little bay there, fairly tight to the island, and I'm using the dead sticks up there as a guide, so yeah, basically directly where that fish was. And then the left hand rod, again using the dead tree as a guide. I've gone along the bank and it's kind of at the max of my catapult range as well. I have got the thrown stick if I wanted to go further, but it was like kind of the perfect range for the catapult. So I've been able to put a krill bait out there, again fairly tight to the reed line. So both rods are out, both are fishing. A couple of people on the lake have already had fish out, so the guy in the swim up the bank there I've seen had a run and had one out, and there's 3 guys over the back there, 2 there that you can see and one just to the left of them down the bank behind this bush, and he's just had one out as well. So there's definitely fish feeding early on. It's just a case of where they are and whether they're going to come down to our spots or not. But my spots are baited up. I've got the whatever wind there is, light breeze coming in here into this corner, so hopefully we'll get a few fish out today. But we'll just, again, new swim, new area of the lake. I've got to try things and see what works and what doesn't, but Lee's just getting set up, so another half hour he'll be fishing and we'll see how we go from there. Right, as you can probably tell, I'm in a completely different swim. Nothing was happening in the other swim, so we gave it until about midday. Seen a load of fish stopping here and thought it looked a much better option. It's been out 5 minutes and I've got the first fish, the first run already, so I'm honest, it feels pretty bloody tiny, but...
Get a net, Lee. Get your net.
It beats nothing.
That's Lee's backside.
It is tiny.
Do you even need a net?
Yeah. Still a fish, Lee, get in there. Still a common. If the little ones are there,
Don't say it because it could be bigger.
hopefully the bigger ones are there. No, he's not that big. Might go mid double. Right, the move paved off, as we said. Moved to show him fish, and 5 minutes later we have a, what do we say, 13.5 pound common in the net. It's quite a silvery one, this one. A little bit of shoulders starting to show on him, but nice little fish to start in a new swim, because as I said, nothing was happening in the other one. So we'll get a couple of pictures of this one, get it back, get the rod back out, see if we can get another one out. When you're ready, fishy. Right, about 15 minutes after my fish, Lee's move is also paying off. We've seen more activity in the first 20 minutes of being here. Now, Lee reckons it's a better fish, this one, so, or a good fish. Certainly putting a decent bend in the rod.
£3 tench.
Yeah.
You shoot yourself.
Who?
Go standing.
Sagging.
Face of disappointment.
Lee's usual face on a Saturday night. Pure disappointment. First fish. Pulled off. Oh well, maybe next time. Alright, so it's just gone 1 o'clock. Both of the rods are on the spots. Lee's, I say, he's just lost that one. Did look like it was a decent fish. It was certainly putting up a decent fight. Much more bend in the rod than mine had. But there is just so much more activity down this end of the lake, which is why we moved, basically. We'd sat over in those swims at the far end there, and basically hadn't had any real activity on the rods, very little activity, actual fish showing, and yet we could see fish jumping out quite merrily at this end of the lake. And we've come up here, and within 5 or 10 minutes I've had the first fish out. 10 minutes after that, Lee's lost one, and I've seen probably a dozen carp show out in the middle, or just all over, really, all over this part of the lake. I can see a load of bubbling out over my left hand spot at the moment, so I think it was definitely the right move to come down here. And we've got maybe 6 hours or so of sunlight, so hopefully we've got plenty more opportunity to get some more out. Right, it's been a slow hour and a half. Seen fish topping out everywhere, bubbling all over the spots, but no real beeps on the rod. And then the left hand rod, which I've just recast a bit further to the left, has jumped up and down a few times, then gone into full drop back. It's thumping away quite merrily, so, and it's just come off. Typical. Try that one again, shall we? Right, just coming up to 3 o'clock. You see it's clouded up quite a bit now, so the temperature's sort of fairly steady around 16, 17 degrees. Certainly not getting any warmer than that, but still t-shirt weather, so it's not too bad. I'm fairly sheltered from any wind here because I've got bushes and what have you all around me. I've put both rods back out. Left hand rod is the krill rod, is basically just towards the tip, right hand side of the island, probably about halfway across. Right hand rod is out towards the tallest tree there, and again about halfway across. That's where I've seen lots of the fish topping out, and that's also where I've had some of the interest from. Talking of which, little lift. But yeah, it's not been prolific today by any means. I've had the one run and landed fish, and then the drop back that I lost in the end. Lee's had the one run that he lost. There was a couple of guys over the far side who have now packed up and gone. They haven't had a sniff all day. The guy along the bank from Lee, I think, has had one fish. He had that at about 6:45 this morning. Hasn't had anything else, I don't think, since. And the guy in the corner had a couple of fish out, but again, it's just been pretty slow today, which was why we moved, to give ourselves the best chance of a fish, especially when most of them seem to be showing at this end of the lake. They're still showing, so I'm still fairly confident of some more action, but it's fishing, it's not catching, so all we can do is put the rigs out there, bait up around them, and hope the fish that are showing on the spots get their heads down. But we've got probably another four and a bit hours yet, so, and with this cloud cover, hopefully the fish will be a little bit more willing to feed, and it'll pick up this afternoon. Right, it's just coming up to 4 o'clock. We've had a bit of a screamer. Feels like a pretty decent fish. It was certainly pulling well. So we'll hopefully get this one in. It feels like it's got more weight to it than that common did anyway. It's been very quiet all day really, but not been any real beats or tugs or pulls, and then all of a sudden it's gone screaming off. So let's hope we get this one in. We get another one in the net.
I'm just coming to tell you, they're all fizzing out in your spot, and then I heard you talking and then saw you was in. I only come over to tell you they're all fizzing over it. Interrupting David's vlog. But I make myself useful, I'll net it for him.
I was going to say, cheers net boy.
Nothing else happening for me.
Well, he's certainly putting up a decent fight. Feels heavy. I'm going to assume it's a mirror because it's been fighting from minute one. It didn't come charging at me like the commons do. Certainly feels a better fish than the common was, so hopefully we can get this one in and have something decent to show you. Oh, it is a common. I was wrong. It's the first time I've had a common that's put up a fight like that straight away. It's in that net. It's a decent common, certainly better than the last one. Yeah, we'll get this one weighed up and show you what we've got. Right, second one in the net. It's just gone 17 pounds 7 ounces. Still putting up a bit of a fight, so this is going to be a fun one to hold, I think. See. Come on, behave. Jumping into my arms. Nice common, plenty of energy left. despite a good fight. So £17, 7 ounces. He's going to flip again. We'll get some pictures, get this one back. Off under the rod. Right, it's just coming up to 4:45, and we've had a bit more action. I don't know what happened with that last run. It went screaming off. I flicked the bait runner on, lifted up into it, and there was nothing there, so I won't even count that one as a lost fish. It was just not there from second one, so it's another run though, so something could presumably picked up the bait, and it's all come on that krill rod, so I suspect that's the one that's going to keep getting the runs. Whether it's the spot, whether it's the bait, I don't know, but whatever it is, I'll keep putting them back out there because I keep getting action out there. So got another couple of hours yet. We'll keep going, see if we can't nick another bite or two. Right, so it's just gone 6:20. I've just packed most things away so they're tidy, ready to be taken to the car as and when I call it a day. As you can see, the sun is disappearing fast. I've just put both rods back out with a fresh PVA stick on each. I had one of each left, so I've just put them on there as a last roll of the dice to see if we can nick one last fish before packing up. So that's where we are. So we've had the 2 fish, lost a couple. We'll just see if we can sneak one more, but if not, if that's how it ends, so be it. We've tried a couple more areas on the lake this time. It's been much slower day today compared to the previous sessions, but we still managed to get a couple out, which is the main thing. And again, we've learned a little bit about the lake, so we'll see if we can nick another one, but if not, we'll leave it there. Thanks very much for watching, hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you again.